Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, kind of got to get started right away. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is closing out that old chapter. So, change is coming. There's a need for you to allow these changes. There is a need for you to begin really just uh, focusing on what needs to be done. Um, I think for many of us, we're done with a lesson, not just like emotionally done, but we are done with, um, allowing ourselves to get to a point where we're exhausted for no reason, right? We're just done with that. We want change. We want forward motion. We want um, the growth that we've been working so hard to achieve, right? We want that. We want all of that. It's not bad to want that. It's not. It's not. Good morning, everyone. So I'm trying to do this super fast so that way, you know, we can get the full message and I won't be late for my workshop. It is a full workshop today. Full workshop. Mm-mm-mm. All righty. Let's begin. Ooh, okay. All righty. So this is kind of just acknowledging the things that you've been through, the things that have been going on, the things that have been really detracting from your awareness of how much you're growing. First and foremost, you didn't set an intention for any of this. This is something that's kind of just been playing out for you. I know how that feels. I know how that feels. I have an idea. Because the intention wasn't set. Oh, wait. Okay. There is this detail around the wrist, right? This detail. It's almost as though there is energy escaping before you can focus it. There's an energetic drain. There's something that you need to make sure you no longer allow to drain you. Something is trying to drag you back into an old cycle, an old chapter, and keep you locked there. Um, it's jealous bitches. Jealous bitches. They're trying so hard to get you dragged back into this old cycle that you're already done with. You've been done with it. Handle it a different way. Like really stomp it out at this point. You don't want this coming back again. You just don't. You just don't. Okay. So it's an upside down cycle. This is something that's happened already in the past. Closing out that old chapter, you need to close it out. You need to be done with it already. It's just Mm. This is the thing that continues to drain you and distract you and drain you and distract you to the point where it's affecting the fulfillment. It's affecting your ability to fully bring to fruition the things that you want to happen for you. Do you want the goodness? Do you want the blessings? Do you want to be done with the same old, right? Do you want to be done with it? I feel like you do. I feel like you do, but there's this part of you that just doesn't quite know how to exit it, right? That's the sense that I get. Okay, first and foremost, you're going to need to ground what you want into the reality that you're living. You need to not just have the seeds, you need to plant the seeds. You need to put it in the ground. You're going to need to water it, a little sprinkle, sprinkle. And then you're going to need to stop keeping a secret from yourself of what you want. I think for many of us, we don't want to admit what we want. Mm, mm. I know for me, let's set this intention right now, right? Kind of keeping it a secret from ourselves, what we actually want. I want all of us to say to ourselves or out loud or even in the comments. If you could say it in the comments, that's like extra, extra. Like it's not just doubling down, it's tripling down, right? What do you want? I want to get through this period as quickly and smoothly as possible. I want this cycle to be completely done, never to be able to arise again. And I want this to be done in the most expeditious, most efficient manner, down to the core. I don't want to just simply cut the weed at the top. I want to get it all the way down and get all of its roots out. And when I do that, whatever potential tendrils of root are left, I'm going to put salt in that hole before I cover it up so nothing may ever grow in that space again. Salt kills plants. I mean thorough. This is what I want. Papa, this is what I want. No shame, no hesitation, no hiding it from myself. This is what I want, and this is what I shall have. And everything within me will bring this to fruition. If you're tired of things being a thorn in your side, you need to make sure the plant that has the thorns that you keep getting stuck by, that needs to be addressed. If you want to close out this chapter and never have to pick up that book again, that needs to be addressed. Mm-hmm. And it cannot be a secret. It's not about vindictiveness. It's about handling things appropriately. Not allowing it to come to flower again, not allowing it to come to seed again, so that those seeds can be dispersed and create more weeds in your garden. We have to stop doing that. We have to do what's necessary at this point. And I think part of what needs to happen is a rebirth. You need to allow the part of you that's willing, the part of you that's willing to defend you, the part of you that's willing to go all the way to the mat for you, to be what handles this portion of your journey, the portion of your journey where you want to close out that old chapter, right? Do you want a brand new book to read? Because if you want a brand new book to read, I mean, if your hands are full with this circumstance, right, and it's continuing over and over, it's being dragged out, you need to put that down. You need to completely finish that off. You cannot allow it to drag out any further than it already has. You cannot allow that to happen. And I think for some, the old chapter is something from such a distant past, and it's being brought back so that you could finally fully address it and be completely done with it. It needs to be completely done, because what's happening for you next is going to require both your hands and you fully present. And you can't do that and be that for yourself if you're constantly being distracted by having to look over your shoulder, like, when is that going to happen again? When is this going to negatively impact me again? You got to make sure nothing can grow in the place of that weed. You got to take the appropriate steps. You got to not just pour salt in that space. You got to lay down a weed barrier and place rock on top of it. If you just place rock on top of soil as a ground cover, well, you're going to be pulling weeds between rocks. One of the properties that we had lived at for a period, um, it it was a considerable amount of property. Like the property line was far out, and for some reason, the owner decided to do a lot of rock landscaping, which was an absolute nightmare because this area literally it's like in the middle of nowhere and lots of weeds grow there, like horse farms all around. And so what happened? It was a non-stop battle of weeds. Now, had they just left it bare earth, we could have just went over it with a ride-on mower and it could have just been presented as grass. But no, it was tons of rock. It was like an acre worth of rocks. That was horrendous. That was horrendous. You have to take the appropriate steps. You have to lay down the weed barrier. That is how you appropriately, responsibly close out that old chapter. It's time for those things to be laid to rest. Those things are working overtime to turn your summer upside down. Are you going to allow this? Are you going to allow this? Once upon a time, I would have allowed it, but not this time. Not this time. Card number 6, shock of the new. Whatever this circumstance is, boy, oh boy, it's going to be shocked when you approach it from a different perspective. Boy, oh boy, will it be shocked. Shock of the new, right? A new response, a new way you're choosing to handle things because you're not simply going to just allow this any further. And you should have never allowed it. But that's neither here nor there. That old thing, that old decision, the old way it played out, that's done. You're being presented a new opportunity to decide how this will play out, right? Let's read really quick what you guys want. I want a clean transition forward to the next level of life, smooth, efficient, with the freedom and stability I have been working towards. Love that. I want to end this phase of my soul cycle of struggling and playing myself small. I want the peace and stability I've been promised. Oh, I love this. I want to let go and cut off anything stopping my soul's growth. Yes. I'm loving this, you guys. I want genuine growth, consistency, and stability for myself. I want release of anything allowing myself to hold myself back in ways I may not even be aware of. Definitely tired of playing small. Ooh, yes. I love this. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want my freedom to complete what my soul has been sent here to do, the freedom to build whatever I've been asked to build, and the freedom for my family and loved ones to thrive. You guys, this is our community. This is our community. This is us. This is our next part. I want a life I don't want a vacation from, doing the work I'm here to do in a way that abundantly supports me and allows to support my loved ones if and when they need. These are not unreasonable wants. These are not unreasonable at all. These are very reasonable. These are merely declarations of what your soul wants for you as well. Because guess what? You are in this world. You are not of this world. You have the capacity, the authority to bring all of this into fruition, right? Use your authority responsibly. The only authority you have is over yourself. Use it responsibly. Bring this to fruition. Make it happen. Make it happen. You have to close out that old. You have to close out that part that keeps draining you, distracting you, preventing you from going to the next part. You have to. You have to. The word wants to be written, but it's in reverse. It's almost like there's this fear of calling to you that which you deserve. There's only how many people that wrote what they wanted. That tells me for those who didn't write what they want, one of two things. You don't know what you want, which that's completely understandable. Maybe it's time for you to begin seeing what you want. Or two, you're still afraid that people won't give you permission. And you might be like, no, I'm not. Okay, here's the thing. If you are hesitant to make it known what you want, why is that? Well, because people might think that I'm being selfish. It might come off the wrong way. People might receive it the wrong way. So then that means you're still waiting for permission from outside of yourself to ask for what you want. This is something I'm working so hard, so hard to encourage my children to be comfortable with asking for what they want. Right? So comfortable. So I don't pay them for chores. I don't give them allowance like that. Um, they do get an allowance, but for other things. The chores, you're supposed to do that. You know, you're supposed to help your family. You're supposed to do that. So one time, there was an additional task that was asked of one of my kids, and he did it. No problem. He did it. And then he said, "Can I have $10?" I was like, "For what?" And he said he's trying his best to save for a brand new gaming laptop. And I was like, "Oh, those are pricey." He goes, "Yeah, that's why I'm trying to save. Can I have $10 for that?" Of course. Yes. Yes. That's reasonable. He's not asking me for $1,000. He's asking me for $10. He's going to do the work to make that happen. $10 is not an unreasonable request. It's not unreasonable. That's the same thing for you guys. Yes, there are things you need to do that are your responsibility over yourself. But to ask for something that's reasonable, and everything you guys wrote is so reasonable. To ask God for that. Maybe, you know, maybe creation is just waiting for you to declare what it is you will allow yourself to receive. I want to know true happiness. I want my health restored. I want my stability restored. I want to be appreciated and not taken advantage of anymore. I deserve all of this, and I always have. Absolutely. Absolutely. You've always deserved those things. That's just something outside of you at one point convinced you that you didn't. And then you lost sight of what you actually deserve. And now it looks like your sight is already being restored. So your health, just in that one statement, clearly it's on the way to being restored, right? A lot of our health problems, our pathology, our diseased state comes really from diseased situations and the way we feel about it, the way we hold it inside ourselves. It's time to close out that chapter appropriately by first allowing yourself to heal, to make declarations that pave the way for you to return back to a healed state, and then put that book down. Don't allow any of that to go forward with you. Restore and replenish in reverse. There's work to be done right now. And the work that needs to be done is work that involves correcting the ways in which we've allowed ourselves to enter into a space of imbalance. It's not that you're to blame, it's that you need to know you have the power to allow or disallow things. You have that power. Things might fight you when you disallow it, but if you don't give in, nothing comes of it. Nothing comes of it, right? There's this recent huge attempt, push to try and intimidate me, try and take me offline, try and paint me in a way that's not accurate of who I am, how I am. Try all you want. I'm not going nowhere. How do you know, Emmy? Because I said so. I said so over myself and my life. And I'm the only one that gets that say. Just like you are the only one that gets a say in what happens to you, how things outside of you will affect you. Only you get a say in that. New birth, guarded vigilantly. So everything that's happening right now, it's cracking you open. It's not breaking you down. It's not. It's breaking you open. You've kept yourself caged for so long that you don't even realize how caged you are. Every time this type of adversity presents itself to me, and there's been a couple cycles already, I come out even stronger than before I entered into it. I mean, I had a conversation. Um, I reached out to my legal and I set the intention. I said, I would like you to assist me with a few other current things. And I also made clear my desire um, to have them be my lawyer on retainer for all social media things. They're a social media guru. I said, I want you to handle all future needs as well. And if that is something that you are able and willing to do with me and for me, I would love for you to be the one. That's me closing the chapter beautifully. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's time for you to make these declarations that lead to the actions that will genuinely close that chapter out. Close it out in a way where it will not be reopened. It's time. It's more than time. It's overdue. It's overdue and it's what you deserve. I want to create beauty into the world, be strong enough to stand in my light and shine as I help those I'm called to and have stability inside and out. I love this. You guys, these are not unreasonable. These are not unreasonable. I want my life to be filled with total peace and love and my relationship with self to keep growing and getting stronger with no self doubt or second guessing because I deserve it. Ah, I love this. Yes, all of you deserve this. All of you deserve the very reasonable yet powerful declarations of what you are going to bring into your life. You're going to make this happen. Because if you have the courage to say it out loud, powerful. If you have the courage to say it out loud and type it, that's the recipe to manifest. That is the recipe to manifest growth. You're all growing. All of you are growing beautifully. Growth. In order to allow more growth, you need to release the toxins. You need to let go of that unnecessary weight. You need to allow. Allow yourself to receive the support you need. Allow yourself to recognize what you've already been through. Just allow, right? I'm always aware that me and my life, the reason things often play out so publicly is because I serve as a template for our community. You see me going through things that are designed and intended to destroy me, things that are heavily stacked against me. And what happens every time? For those of you who have been with me for any length of time, you've seen these things happen multiple times already. What happens every single time? Those of you who have been with me since my strictly Facebook days, what has happened every single time? Have I been destroyed? Yes, absolutely, I have. The parts of me that allowed for that to happen were destroyed every single time. And so a different circumstance is presented, and a different one, and a different one, and a different one, until all the parts of me from every single direction that would allow for the harm to come in with no consequence to the person attempting to harm, until all parts of me that allow that have been destroyed. That part of me no longer exists. And that is how it should be. There was a person on TikTok who said that you should never charge for, actually, you know what? Let me just, I think this is something we need to watch. I do. Let me go ahead. This is something that I want you guys to hear. Okay. And I want you guys to hear this because it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about right now. It goes hand in hand with it. And it's important for you to see I'm not just preaching to you, I have a full and deep conviction. What I say to you is what I live. And if you can get to a point where what you say is what you live as well, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Um, oh, all righty. Here's a cool little thing about my history. See, first and foremost, I'm not a light worker. Part of my history, and this is verifiable on Facebook because I was on Facebook for quite a while I was on Facebook, I was giving everything away. Not only was I giving my services, my knowledge, my wisdom away, my time and myself, the money that I would earn, I would also donate most of it to everyone while I was homeless, living in a parking lot, in a broken vehicle with my family. God didn't ask me to suffer. And I don't know why you are asking me to live a life of poverty. I would never ask you to live a life of poverty. I would always encourage you to be properly compensated for your time and the amount of effort you place into cultivating your skills and your gifts. See, that's the difference between a sovereign and someone that is still operating within a system that was designed to impoverish all of the people who are gifted. You know why they want you impoverished and giving everything away for free? It's because you will always be enslaved by a job that doesn't care about you. If you're too busy worrying about the bills and barely surviving,
you won't have the time to further cultivate the gifts and be even more of a gift to other people. I just want to add, I'm not going to use any hashtags.
At which point, the person who commented, what was the original comment? Don't drink the Kool Aid. Light workers don't charge you. Freely it was given, your power. Freely you should give. Um, they very quickly responded. I never asked you. I didn't say that. I didn't ask you to suffer. I own my own small business too. And yeah, no, that's what you said, babe. That's what you said. That is what you said. This is all I do for work. That is what you said. God never asked any of you to suffer, to tolerate injustice, maltreatment. You were never created to simply take that from the people who have no problem giving it and taking from you what is rightfully for you. You see, when you allow yourself to recognize what it is you deserve, something powerful happens. You get exactly what you asked for. Let me see. I'm going to read you her actual statement, unless you deleted it. Um, oh, she says, I never said live in poverty. I know my value and have worked for myself as well as others. But if God gave me a message to give to someone, I simply wouldn't charge them for it. As you guys who know me know, if it's God that moves me to do something, money is never entering that equation. But when you ask me for a service, when you want a service to be performed, that is a service and it requires a fee. And you know what I've realized? This is important for you guys. Um, it's now company policy to never make exceptions. I used to make many exceptions for many people. You explain your situation to me, and I will make an exception for you. And every time I've been willing to make an exception for someone, it's usually a big deal. It's usually a big deal type exception. It usually ends up becoming something horrendous for me personally. Case in point, this was kind of brought out in a live stream months back. I was willing to make an exception and grant one person enrollment into my certification program completely for free. One person. I was willing to do that. I was trying to find a way to offer it without affecting their ego, making it seem like it was a charity case. And that one person is now documented admitting that they are actively seeking people who will join their campaign to defame me and my business. All because I followed protocol. No exceptions ever again. That was the final time. And what's wild is that I didn't even get to apply the exception for them. I'm very transparent and everything. I will never present something in a way that's not factual. I will never do that. I didn't get the opportunity because every time I was going to try and sit down with them on a video call to present the offer, something stopped me. I was kept extremely busy. You see, God protects you from yourself. God in your soul protects you from yourself. All of that will be handled. It's already begun. Everything that needs to be handled will be handled appropriately. I'm not talking about magic. Oh, I'm going to put you on my altar. I'm going to do. No, that's bullshit. You do illegal things, you get a legal consequence. A breach of contract is illegal. Defamation of character, especially when heavily documented, is illegal. You will always be provided everything it is that you need. And there will be situations that will try and twist up your words, that will try and twist up facts. One of the greatest gifts I was ever given by having a narcissist be a part of my childhood is my ability to document everything. I have all of my old phones. All text messages and everything are always backed up. Nothing ever deleted. Years and years and years worth. I have like terabyte upon terabyte upon terabyte of external hard drives that hold everything. Not to mention online archiving. Multiple. One of the greatest gifts I ever received from a narcissistic parent was that skill. I cultivated the shit out of that skill. Might even possibly be the very reason why I always operate within a space of integrity, truth, morals, and ethics. You will never catch me slipping. You will never be able to accuse me of being a liar, a scammer, or any of that and actually prove that I am, because I never do that kind of shit. Never. It's time for me to close out that old chapter. Whatever unrecognized insecurities that are still there, they're going to be dug out with love and gentleness. I will dig those out of me and I will place them on a shelf to remind me I will never go back to that again. That chapter is being closed. That book is being saran wrapped, then duct taped and placed back on the shelf. So every time my eyes see it, I'll remember how fucking capable I actually am. That no matter how many people try, they don't have the authority to destroy the very thing that God created itself. There's a type of certainty and confidence that comes with the realization that, okay, these are not just words. God really co-signed me into existence. And as long as I stay on my path, anything attempted to derail me, it's going to be corrected by God itself. It's already begun. It has already begun with minimal effort. I'll share this with you guys. The groups that are trying to form themselves and organize themselves so that they can successfully tear me down, there's already defectors. Several. I will not say their names. And I know they won't admit to the groups that they've provided me screenshots of various conversations. The ships are already sinking, not even making it out of the harbor yet. See, I live in deep water. I live in the trenches of the oceans. They have not even made it out of the harbor yet. They're on this massive hunt for the elusive mermaid, right? Already holes in the ship. I haven't even pushed all the way through with illegal stuff yet. We're still just gathering evidence. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? When you hold steadfast, not only is that chapter closed, the whole book is put away. Trust in your soul's ability and willingness to love you beyond your fears, beyond your insecurities, beyond the limitations that you think apply to you. I promise you, if you allow yourself to see, your soul will be the one to show you just how loved and supported you actually are. And if you have no one in your life, if you allow yourself to see, your soul will show you there are people who are capable of loving you wholeheartedly with no ulterior motives. And they will be your safe space as you go through what you are going through, whatever that might be, right? Get clear, but it's in reverse. So for many of you, you're not yet clear right now. That's okay. You will have that clarity. You will absolutely have that clarity. You will. And that clarity will help you to reawaken. It'll help you to reawaken. It'll help you to see everything that needs to see. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I don't get to watch Minnow Pond Tarot anymore, but sometimes while I'm live with you guys, I'll get notifications for his videos that are coming out. And it says, miracle happening, find out. Yes, a miracle is about to happen. It's going to happen on behalf of those who are ready to heal. Healing on a miraculous level, right? I'm so committed to healing beyond the pain and the wounding that has allowed me to give permission to people to be harmful towards me. I want to heal not just on a miraculous level, I want to heal on the level of messianic healing. Do you know what that means? Messianic healing. I'll give you an example of a way I applied this. As my brother was actively dying, when I was cleared to finally start working on him, he was very close to death. 7% heart function left. 7%. Single digit. 7%. Yeah. And then it was shown to me it's time. And so I did. I did what needed to be done, and the intention I set was not just miraculous healing, miraculous regeneration of heart tissue, miraculous extension of life. It's very specific. Messianic level of healing. Messianic refers to the Messiah. I am not the Messiah. As the Messiah is a soul sibling, that means I have equal right and access to that level of divine healing. And so I asked for it. I asked for it. I wrote it down and I spoke it out loud. I asked for it. So what happened? I was given what I was asked for. He had messianic healing. Doctors have no idea how to explain what happened. Does it need explanation? No. You simply have to accept. You are loved to that degree, wholeheartedly, completely, without any ulterior motives from God or soul. Let that chapter close. Make sure it's your hand that closes it. And as that happens, listen to your body. Your body is communicating with you. You feel the tingles right now? You feel the temperature changing? You feel the energy running through your body. Something divine wants you to have what it is you're asking for. You're asking for reasonable things. Hydrate, it's in reverse. That tells me you're very inflamed right now. You're seeing barriers where there are none. You see that? Stop partitioning yourself. When you partition yourself, you separate yourself from everything that's for you. You guys, I'm not doing any energy work. That's your energy. I'm simply bringing your attention to the ways in which your soul is already moving your energy. You declared it, and your soul is making it happen. So let it happen. Participate in it, be active. Allow yourself to be very, very clear within yourself about what you want, what you need, what you will allow and not allow. Life is about to change beautifully for our community. I've had several messages of people sharing the blessings that are coming in for them. Blessings are coming in. It's already happening for several community members. It's already happening. It's only a matter of time before you allow yourself to also be blessed. Remember, nothing you do should be out of retribution, should be out of revenge or retaliation. As long as you move within the realm of mere correction, you won't create blockages for yourself. You're simply accelerating the removing of the existing blocks. I got to get going, guys. For those of you who are part of the Morphogenetic Fundamentals workshop, it's going to start in less than 30 minutes. You should have gotten an email letting you know the instructions, how to get on there. I can't wait. It's a full workshop. And there are quite a few people who are going to be learning about their personal power in less than 30 minutes. Very exciting for me. It's very exciting for me because you know what? The more people who begin to learn what their true capacity is, the less alone I feel in this world. So that's a good thing. Love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everybody.